thank you very much, Robeisy, for doing this interview. I really do appreciate it, and I'm honored to have you on my channel.
Gracias a él por la invitación y a ti también. A pesar de que estoy de mi descanso y eso, tú sabes, me gusta también atender a la prensa porque son gran parte de que las personas conozcan acerca de nuestra carrera.
He says, no, thank you guys. He says that he's more than happy to take some time off, even though he's on vacation right now. But he feels that it's always good to talk to the press and to talk to the people, so people get to know him and stuff.
We'll definitely appreciate it for sure. Now, I want to begin this off right away. You just fought on a massive card in T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. You rose to the occasion and got a big victory. How are you feeling after getting such a big win on such a big platform?
Me siento bien. El trabajo que hicimos fue para eso, para lucir bien frente en una cartera tan importante que para mí y para todos los que sabemos de boxeo es la cartera más importante del año. Esa tercera pelea de Wilder Fury. Y nada, realmente estábamos listos para hacer la pelea como salió y creo que era lo que esperaba. Yo me siento bien, terminé mi pelea y parecía que no había pelea todavía. Realmente creo que estoy hecho para el boxeo y la preparación fue perfecta, por lo tanto que vengan cosas grandes.
He said that he embraced the moment, basically, that he was ready for the moment, that he trained very hard for that moment, and he said he feels that he did a great job, that he looked great, that he basically ended the fight the same way he started the fight, face-wise, that he was looking good, and he feels that he's made for this, that he's made for boxing, and he feels that this is where he belongs.
Now, you've had a tremendous amateur career. You did the incredible and rare feat of winning 2 Olympic gold medals. How were your Olympic experiences like? And which medal, if you can even answer this one, because it's a very tough question, which medal was more satisfying out of the 2?
Las dos tienen el mismo valor, simplemente que tuvieron significado distinto, como estaba diciendo. Londres fue una medalla realmente que nadie esperaba, que tenía solo 18 años, que era un muchacho que sí tenía talento. Y yo ahí a ver qué pasaba, a ver, los jueces no me conocían, realmente era a darlo todo. Y creo que Río fue la que más significó para mí en lo personal porque fue una medalla bien ganada y bien sufrida porque yo me metí después de la pelea, después de la Olimpiada de Londres sin entrenar un año, después tuve varias sanciones en Cuba, o sea que no estaba puesto para boxeo y cuando me puse clasificó todo el equipo menos yo, tuve que ir a una clasificatoria yo solo, clasifiqué de último y bueno, llegué a obtener la medalla de oro en otra división que no era la misma que había ganado, por lo tanto creo que en lo personal fue más sacrificio y más sufrida.
Well, he says that both medals, in matter of worth, they both mean the same to him. But he feels that there's significance in the two. The first one was because he was only 18 years old, and he basically didn't really have nobody that thought that he could win, and and he just came in as a 18-year-old kid and won the gold medal. So but the second one was a little bit tougher for him. A lot of circumstances came about where he wasn't training the way he was supposed to, things in Cuba, and wasn't taking things the way he was supposed to do. But then he even ended up not qualifying for the same weight that he was originally, and then ends up going for another tournament for another weight, and ends up qualifying for that one, and ends up winning a medal in that division. So he feels that one was a way harder path than the first one. He said the first one was a little bit better, easier.
Definitely a truly interesting story. Now I know you're quite tired, most likely, of hearing this guy's name, but Shakur Stevenson fought last week. He won another title. You were the last man to defeat Shakur Stevenson in a bout. Top Rank has hinted at you guys facing off sometime down the line. What's your thoughts on him as a fighter now, and would you embrace the idea of a rematch in the future?
Creo que Shakur es un tremendo boxeador, tiene muchas habilidades. Bueno, lo demostró el sábado, coronándose campeón de la 130 y bueno, se vio su físico y se vio su boxeo como tal. Él siempre ha tenido esa calidad y esas habilidades. Creo que una revancha conmigo está un poco lejos porque él va creciendo, él apenas tiene 24, 25 años, algo así, no sé, 23, 24 años, y apenas da la 130. O sea que creo que él se va a ir rápido de 130 y yo demoro en 26. O sea que yo me coronaría en 26 y entonces luego se verá si subo a la 130 para hacer alguna pelea importante, pero no es algo que me cueste trabajo a mí hacer las 126 libras ni tenga pensado por ahora en mi carrera.
So he feels that Shakur Stevenson is a great fighter. He has great abilities. Basically, in this last fight, he basically showed all those things that he has already seen and known for years. Of Shakur Stevenson's. But in the question of like rematch with him, he doesn't see that in the near future, or maybe even at all, just for the simple fact because of the weight classes. Right now, Shakur is at 130 and he's still growing, and he feels that Shakur barely, can make 130. So he feels that Shakur probably won't stick around at 130 for too long. And then he feels that he's going to stick around at 126 for a while because he feels good at the way he does the weight easily. And he sees himself only going to 130 if there's like a really, really big fight presented to him. So that's why he doesn't see that fight too much in the future.
Interesting. Yeah, Shakur is definitely growing and is just going to keep moving up in weight. So they will most likely go their separate paths. Now, Robeisy Ramirez had a very uncommon way to start his career for a guy as high level in the ranks as he is. He took a loss early on. Now, what was it like taking that loss early, and how did you bounce back from it, defeat the man that beat you, and have regained all the momentum and hype back?
Exactamente esa es la palabra. Esa derrota me ayudó a darme cuenta que tenía que hacer cambios y que había que tomar un camino distinto al que estaba cogiendo para poder salir adelante en este país, en el boxeo profesional. Yo venía de hacer historia en el amateur, quiero hacer historia en el profesional, por lo tanto, así como empezamos, no lo iba a hacer y bueno, sí, fue un tropezón que no me molestó para nada, no influyó en mi mentalidad y en mi propósito y hicimos los cambios necesarios y se han visto los resultados poco a poco.
He said definitely it's like you said, it's something that actually helped him out. He feels it benefited him because it taught him that he needed to make necessary changes, changes that that at one time brought him glory in the amateurs, but he realized that in the pros and here in the States as things are different, so he needed to adapt to that, and he feels that thanks to that defeat, it helped him push him to adapt to it quicker.
Now, speaking about changing your style, what advice would you give to amateur boxers when it comes to adapting from the amateur ranks to the pro ranks? How should you change your fighting style?
Primero poner los pies en la tierra, de que aquí no hay favoritismo. Yo llegué siendo doble campeón olímpico, peleé con Adam González, que es un boxeador que es rival, no es nadie conocido. Y fue una pelea pareja, no fue una pelea tampoco que él me cayó a golpe. Y sin embargo, la dieron dividida para él. O sea que primero poner los pies en la tierra, que tienes que salir a trabajar y que acá eres uno más, para entonces hacer historia desde cero y no contar con el nombre.
He basically says the best advice he could give is just keep your feet on the ground and keep yourself grounded. That there's no favoritisms in boxing. That look at his situation. He came from two gold medals to fight a boxer that wasn't really known, and he still got that defeat. That boxer still got the majority decision. So basically just to keep yourself grounded, keep yourself with your feet on the ground, and work hard because ain't nothing gonna come easy.
For sure, great advice, most definitely. Now, what are some of your career goals and some of your career aspirations?
Por lo deportivo, coronarme campeón en las 126 libras, hacer una unificación y bueno, ya estando ahí, se pelea con quien sea en ese peso, 130, o se ve más adelante si se sube a las 30, pero por el momento no soy de hacer metas de largo plazo porque no me gustan mucho los planes. Prefiero enfocarme en lo que tengo adelante y en lo que voy a hacer ahora, hacerlo bien, que lo que uno está pensando más adelante va a llegar. Entonces, nada, quedarme en las 26 libras ahí, llegar a ser campeón, unificar y ya después se verá que otras cosas, pero me gustan así los planes a corto plazo para no estar pensando en algo de aquí a 5 años que quizás el año que viene no puedo cumplir y se queda media todo.
Well, when it comes down to my career, I'm more of a person that likes short-term goals. I like to focus more on the short-term goals. So I like to maybe obviously become champion at 126 and unify. And then after that, see what happens. Like I said, I'm more into short-term goals. So first, let's get that title around the waist and then maybe unify, and then we go from there. Like y en lo personal, alguna meta personal que tengas en tu vida personal, algo que quieras hacer que no tenga que ver con el
Sí,
deporte.
realmente, bueno, no tiene que ver con el deporte, pero sí quisiera tener a mis padres y a mi hija mayor, tenerlos aquí en este país, tenerlos junto al lado mío.
Okay.
Es lo más que quisiera ahora mismo, porque acá solamente tengo mis dos niñas, mi mujer y mi suegra, que son donde vivo, pero como tal familia mía no tengo acá ninguna.
Oh, okay. And then on a personal goal, he would, personally love to, get his family out here, from Cuba. His mother, his oldest daughter, and all the family he can bring over. Right now he's just here in the States with his wife, his two daughters, and his mother-in-law. He doesn't really have any of his family, his immediate family there. So, he would love to, in the future, hopefully get them over here.
Phenomenal answer. And I wanted to bring up, I know how Robeisy is very public on social media about the situation in Cuba. Robeisy, I'm wondering what makes it so personal for you and why are you so dedicated to this cause, to this social cause?
Como todos saben, yo, como todos los cubanos, hemos tenido que abandonar la isla en silencio, unos por el mar, otros por frontera. En el caso mío fue en una preparación que estábamos haciendo en México y lo hago personal porque a mí me llegó de cerca como esos dictadores te quieren llevar la vida a la manera que le dé la gana a ellos. Entonces creo que bastante sufrí con todo lo que me hicieron y pues nada, trato siempre de apoyar a esos cubanos que están dentro de la isla sin ninguna condición, sin comida, sin nada, pidiendo una mejor vida para todo el pueblo. Y nosotros desde aquí, tanto los deportistas como los artistas y los influencers, todo lo que tenga que ver con Cuba, que apoye la causa, eso les da fuerza, es lo más que podemos hacer. No podemos ir a Cuba, entrar con armas y acabar con ellos, que es lo que más se quisiera, pero por ahora lo que solo podemos es apoyar en las redes sociales y que los que están allá luchando por eso se den cuenta que aquí estamos apoyándolos en todo.
So it affects me a lot because the situation with when it comes to sport athletes
Yeah.
from Cuba. For us to make it to this professional level, we have to either you know try to cross over some way or some illegal way or try to do something to get over here, and it's very difficult for us. And then the reason why I take this so personal is because I lived through it. I had these dictators, basically telling me what to do, what to say, everything, and it doesn't feel good. You want to have your own words. You want to do what you want to do, and it's hard to see your people, not be able to eat, suffering, and going through all this stuff. And this is the only thing we could do is try to protest, do this movement on social media. It's not like we can go over there with a whole bunch of guns and take over the whole place, even though that's really what some of us want to do. But it's not something we can do. It's let's just do this movement, keep supporting, and all the Cuban social media people just keep on supporting, and eventually something will happen.
Well, thank you very much for coming on here. Great story and a great answer. I actually am in South Florida as well, so I know a lot of people personally who are in a very similar situation as you, and I appreciate you for telling your side of it and speaking out. Thank you for coming on. It was an honor having you. Thank you to my translator as well. I will drop a link in my description for his channel and his Twitter as well, and I appreciate it.
No, gracias a él por la invitación y como dije al principio, creo que nosotros sin la prensa no tuviéramos tanto alcance, por lo tanto siempre hay que dedicarle un tiempo.
He says no, thank you, and he said he feels that we don't get as far as we get without the press, and so it's thank you as well for helping him out.
Of course. All right. Well, have a good one, everyone. It was great talking with you guys. Thank you once again for coming on. Thank you for translating as well. I really appreciate it. And have a good one.